Begin recording now. Alrighty. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's going to be a great class. I want you to get in your seat, get ready, get comfortable. We're going to begin by sitting up nice and straight in our seat. We want to start to just tuck in our belly, lift our chest up high, roll the shoulders back away from the ears. And start to just breathe. Maybe just close the eyes and start to catch your breath. And see if you can just start to be intentional about connecting to the present moment. Make sure your feet are about hips width apart. This will give you some stability and comfort in your thighs and in your knees. Imagine that you can breathe in through the body from the nose down to the feet. If your body's hunching forward, just kind of tuck it in, kind of come back and sit up a little bit taller. We're going to drop our hands down by our sides. Take our chin, press it into the chest. Start to breathe in and breathe out. And then slowly take your right ear and bring it over toward your right shoulder. And just sit there again, breathing in and breathing out. Take the chin back down to the chest. And bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Bring your chin back to the chest. And then take the gaze up. We're going to just be sitting here. Roll those shoulders back away from the ears. Give them permission to drop down the back body. Try not to hold on to anything. Just let it go. Let each moment just be new. Allow it to be renewing, right? So if you're bringing anything with you into this class, imagine that as you give yourself permission to relax, that you can just let go of those things too. This includes emotions and thoughts and anything else of where your mind might get distracted. Okay, try to just be as present as possible. Slowly, we're going to take our arms and then just lift them up to shoulders length. Sky flip the palms and just hold for a moment. The gravity itself is going to kind of weigh down a little bit. It's going to give you a little resistance. And breathe. Then we're going to bring our arms up overhead. Roll those shoulders away from the ears. Take the gaze up, look up, mountain pose, seated mountain pose. Breath comes in through the nostrils. Imagine that it reaches all the way down to the tips of your toes. Imagine that your toes are rooted into the ground, supported and stable on the rock. And on the exhale, release. Roll those shoulders back away from the ears and then come back. But this time, allow your hands to face, palms to face the ground. And then bring the arms down by the side. And then shake it out, left and right. Okay, I like shaking things out because what that does is it kind of starts to open up our backs and our lower spine, okay? Let's bring our arms back up once again. Inhale, roll those shoulders back away from the ears. This time, interlace the fingers and press the palms up towards the ceiling. Now try to bring your biceps in to your ears, but it doesn't have to be precise. If you can kind of straighten out those elbows, great. If not, just do what you can, but try to roll those shoulders away from the ears. And then you're going to lean to your left, but you're going to pivot open and look up to your right. Come back to center. And then you're going to lean to your right and pivot open and look up and come back to center. And then bring the hands down behind you. Roll those shoulders down away. Keep the chest propped open high. And just breathe. And then undo the hands. All right, shake it out again. Let's do it again. Arms rise, roll the shoulders away from the ears, interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling, lean to the left, keep your sits bone grounded into the seat, take the gaze up, pivoting back on the right shoulder, looking up into the arm, like you're looking up to the ceiling, into the right arm. Inhale, breathe in, come back to center. All right, press those palms back up and then lean to your right. Pivot open on the left, look up to the left. And breathe. Come back to center. And then bring the hands down. Again, interlacing the fingers behind you, rolling those shoulders away from the ears and doing the opposite. And press the chest forward. Inhale and breathe in, and then undo the fingertips. And shake it back and forth. All right. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, let's take the chin to the chest and we're going to do some head rolls. So come to the right side. Inhale and breathe in, and then on the exhale, come back to center and then come right over to the left. One breath, one movement. Just back and forth rather than in a full circle. All right. Take the hands, place them on top of the thighs and bring your head back up to center. We're going to come in for a few cat-cows. So we're going to start off by tucking the chin in, pressing the back out. All right, extending those arms. And then reverse, pressing the chest forward, heart goes up, head comes up, back bending slightly. Then breathe. And then we're going to reverse. And then forward we go. And then come back to center. Do about 3 or 4 more of those. Tucking in the belly. And then back. Now you want to breathe in and breathe out. Good job. Continue to maybe close the eyes. Relax and breathe. And then we'll come back to center. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to come back to center. I want you to roll those shoulders back and lifting up and back. Inhale, breathe in, and then back. Do it about 4 times, just the shoulders. All right, and then come forward. This should be a good enough loosening so that when we do some of our shoulder work, that you should be able to get the most out of it. All right, and let's go through our first flow. So arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. If you want to gaze up or back bend, you can. Exhale, come forward, belly to the thighs, chin to the chest. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, breathe in, arms rise. All right, beautiful. Exhale, press the palms together and bring them down through heart center. Pause for a moment. We're going to take our fingertips and just tilt them towards our heart. Yep, good job. And pause and breathe. And then take the fingertips and then tuck them down. And then we come back up. Inhale and then exhale. Last one. And then drop the arms down by the side. Beautiful. Arms come up in front of us. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Prop the belly up, lifting up the heart into the chest, right? So shining bright. Imagine your heart shines bright. Don't hide it. You're going to take your right fingertips, wiggle them, and then place it on top of the left shoulder. Take your left hand, come underneath. Let the elbows be propped up in front of you so they're not on your chest, okay? Chin to the chest, though, so you should be looking down through that hole. All right, now walk your fingertips as much as you like onto your shoulder blades. You just walk them up. Slowly tilt your elbows up towards the ceiling, back bend slightly, just like we do when we lift up in a mountain pose, okay? It's only our elbows going up though. And then on our exhale, we're gonna forward fold, resting our belly on top of our thighs. And breathe. Slowly, we're gonna come up, lifting back up, elbows to the ceiling. And then come back to center. Beautiful. Unwind the arms. There we go. And then shake it out. Come forward, roll those shoulders away from the ears, sit up a little bit taller. Take the left fingertips, place it on top of the right shoulder. Take the right hand, come underneath. All right, we're gonna do the same thing like we did on the other side. So walk those fingertips up to a comfortable place. Tuck the chin into the chest. And then back bend slightly. And then come forward, resting the belly on top of the thighs. Slowly, we're going to inhale, come up. And then unwind the arms. Beautiful. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. We're going to take our hands and scoop them over to the right side and just hold them there for a second. You're going to rest your left forearm across your leg. Come back up to center. Let's do the other side. All right, right arm rest across the left leg. You're looking up to the left. Come back up to center. And we go back to that right. All right, come back up. This is good. All right, and then to the left. All right, come back up. Take the palms, press them together. We're going to pivot our bodies over to the right. Now, if you want, take your legs and make one big leg. So both legs press together, thighs press together, feet press together. Take that left elbow and then find a home on top of either thigh or crossed over. Nothing in between, because if you put it in between your legs, you're gonna like split your legs open. So you wanna choose one, be intentional, and then take the gaze up and look up towards the ceiling. Should probably be looking up over your right arm. That would be your best bet. All right, come back up. Come back to center. Pivot over towards your left. Take that right elbow, find a home. All right, and then take the gaze up to the ceiling. Coming back up, pivoting back into center. Bring the hands down. Back and forth we go. Undo the feet. All right. Arms lift. Look up high. And then exhale, forward fold. Stay down in your forward fold and open up your legs. And then bring your elbows to the inside of your thighs. Wrapping your fingertips around your ankles. So your right fingertips wrap around your right ankles, your left around your left. You're going to shift your weight over to the right side and then lift up with your left hand. Keep your sits bone in the ground. There's going to be this tendency for it to want to kind of go up with the body, but do your best to anchor your body, anchor your sits bone, and then just pivot up on that left shoulder, gazes up to the ceiling. Bring that hand down, wrapping those fingertips around the ankle, shift over to the left, and then bring the right hand up. Try to keep the body anchored into the seat. Beautiful. And then come back down. Elbows are on the inside of the thighs. Take the hands, press the hands together. All right, and in this moment, even through the tension, try to feel and anchor into gratitude. Sometimes when your body is in the most contorted positions or you're feeling contorted, it helps to just try to find something that you can anchor to in gratitude. Squeeze the core, keep the sits bone down on the ground, and see what happens when gratitude is introduced. See if it becomes a little bit easier to fight through the tension. And we're going to come straight up from here, squeezing the core, coming up using our strength. Beautiful. Keeping gratitude with us, allowing ourselves to just remain in line with it. And toe heel the feet back to hips width apart. We're going to take our hands, bring them out in front of us, roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Take the right hand, wiggle the fingertips, and then sky flip the palm up to the ceiling. Take the left hand and pop it underneath, and then just pull back on the hand. And breathe. And start to rotate each finger. So you get to the thumb. And then press that hand forward. All right, and then wind it down. And pause for a second. Relax the shoulders, let them droop down the body. Bring the hands in front of you, roll the shoulders back once again. Take the left fingertips, wiggle the left fingertips and skip. Allow the palm on the left side to face the wall. So sky flip it, let it face the wall, face the ceiling. Press your fingertips behind and then pull back on the hands. Breathing in and breathing out. And then take each fingertip. Beautiful. All the way to the thumb. And then press the hand back all the way. And then wind the hands. All right. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Look up, gaze up. And then bring those hands down by the side. Good job, good job. All right, let's see what time it is. We're good with time. All right, we're gonna take the arms out in front of us once again. Okay, so we're gonna take those right fingertips and we're gonna come back into that hug position, but we're gonna go in for a bind if possible. So right fingertips go on the left shoulder. The left hand comes over underneath and is placed on the shoulder blade. Now you can stay just like this, or you can bind if it's in your practice. And we're gonna take those elbows and lift them up once again to the ceiling. And then exhale, forward fold, pressing the belly on top of the thighs. Staying in our bind position, or if we're in the modified position, which is just the hug, we're still allowing those elbows to droop over. Sorry, I just want you to be able to hear me. So allowing those elbows to droop over the knees. Inhale, we're gonna come up, squeezing that strong core, lifting those elbows up once again to the ceiling. And then come back to center and stay there for a second. You breathe into the shoulder blades, breathe into the fingertips. Keep your feet solid. And then unwind the arms. Breathing in and breathing out. And then drop the hands by the side. Interlace those fingers. And now let's reverse back. All right. And we're going to do this for both sides. So what we just did forward, what we're going to do now is we're going to try to take our hands and then bring them behind our back, or just go ahead and grip onto our clothes. Okay. And if that's not possible, you can just interlace the fingers and press them down. Okay. So you have those modifications for yourself. Goal is to try to get your prayer behind your back. Palms pressed together, namaskar. You can't, just grip onto the clothing. Undo and shake it out. Left and right too. There we go. All right. So we're going to bring those arms up once again. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Take the left fingertips, press it on top of the right shoulder. Take the right hand and go underneath. All right. Now we're going on to the other side. So when you're ready, decide on what you're going to do. If you're going to stay in the hug, or if you're going to come into the bind. All right. Lift up those elbows. Keep the chin into the chest. And then slowly come forward, pressing the chest to the thighs. And just stay there for a moment. You continue to use your breath. The more you breathe, the more you go into those deeper parts of the back, the bones, the muscles, all different parts of the body that maybe there's some tension, so the breath can soften it. And then slowly squeeze the core, come up, belly, then chest, and then head, elbows back up to the ceiling. And then come back to center. Just stay there for a moment. And then unwind the arms, and you're going to bring them behind you. You can either press the shoulders down or come into that namaskar position, or grip onto your clothing and just hold it. Now the chest is up. Think about how different it feels. Notice the way your body is responding to the change. This is the inverse of what we just did. Before, we were kind of cuddled in, and now our heart is bright. Notice how that feels. Notice what it does to your arms and your shoulders. And just try to use your breath to soften anything that might be a moderate sensation. You don't want to go beyond any moderate stretching. And then undo the hands and then shake it out. And you can also wave it. Beautiful. I wanted to do a little extra shoulder work today. All right. Let's go ahead and we're going to actually go back now. And we're going to double up on our twist, but we're going to hold the twist. Okay. So we first started with our airplane. Now we're just going to do some while we sit up tall to the side. And as you feel your chest right now, just remember that feeling. You want to try to bring that with you, that open chest, as you pivot over towards the right. So instead of hunkering in, right, like we did when we did our bind or our hug, we want to keep that chest out, keep ourselves aligned, and then use the breath to help us twist a little bit more into the pose. You want to keep your legs together, you can, or you can have them in the hips width apart. Okay, so we're going to start out by lifting our hands up. This gives us this ability to get that extra stretch in our spine. Roll those shoulders away from the ears, and then we're going to pivot over towards the right. And I always like to do the pivots on both sides. So come back to center and then pivot to the left. This kind of helps to loosen up the back. Again, back to center. Beautiful. And now we're going to pivot to the right, lift up just a little bit more through the rib cage into the chest, and then bring the hands down to the outside of the right thigh. You have the left arm crossing over. You're going to take your right hand. You're going to find a home for it. Now it can just dangle. Okay. You can place your hands on the chair, or you can place it on the top of the chair to get a little bit more of like a kind of cracky sensation. All right. Keep in mind, you want to lift up through the chest. Keep that heart expanded. So if you start to feel yourself sinking in, you'll know what that feeling's like now. So lift it up and then look behind you if you can. Take your chin and just try to look over that right shoulder. So where your eyes go is where your body goes. Remember, legs can be open or closed. It's your preference. Continue to sit up nice and tall. Remember that feeling of the open chest. Use the breath to help you ease into the pose. No forcing, no tension, just staying here, embracing the present moment, feeling your body, allowing your heart to shine. And just be as compassionate with yourself as possible, right? So if you're not able to look completely over your shoulder, don't worry about it. Know that it's a process. So every breath will bring you closer and closer. And then also know that every time you take an inhale and exhale, it does kind of twist your body a little bit. So there's no need to go against the grain. Slowly bring those hands up overhead. Still looking over towards the right. And we're going to pivot back into center. And let's just go straight over to the left. Bring my chair over to the left side. All right. We're over to the left. We're going to pivot and then bring our hands down to the outside of the left leg. So the right arm crosses over this side. The left hand finds a home. Okay. Remember, you have all these little ranges and spaces, but the goal is to keep that feeling in mind of the heart and the chest being open and wide. Rather than sinking in, just remember that feeling of it being open. When we do the backwards prayer or the namaskar, you get that feeling and that sensation of an open heart, okay, an open chest. And now that helps us keep that alignment up. And then we're going to look over the left shoulder and do our best to not force it. And here too, you're welcome to embrace gratitude, right? Gratitude has this way of just easing any tension in a pose. It also has a way of us kind of just being okay with where we are in our practice, so that you don't have to feel obligated to look completely over your shoulder or feel insecure in any way. You can focus on confidence and your chest lifted up. That's a sign of confidence as well. So try to bring that into the practice. All right, we're going to take our hands, lift them up overhead, come back to center, and then drop our hands down by our side. You can bring your hands back again into Namaskar, or you can just press interlace the fingers and press away. All right, that's all your choice. And you'll start to notice that it feels a little bit more looser, right? It's starting to have a different experience the more you redo poses. So sometimes we can bring our hands to the side. Sometimes I move through stuff. Yep, you can bring your hands back to the side. There we go. Sometimes I move through stuff and we do one time, but it's helped sometimes to do repetition. Okay. So we're going to bring our hands up overhead high, roll the shoulders away from the ears. It's beautiful. All right, gaze is up. And speaking of repetition, we're about to go through 3 flows. Okay, but I want you to keep, whilst we're in this seated mountain pose, gratitude in the forefront. All right. So inhale, arms rise if they're not up already. Exhale, forward fold. Keep that gratitude in mind. Inhale, half lift, flat back, strong body. Feel gracious for that strong body. Exhale, forward fold. All right, use that breath of letting go. See if you can just relax in that moment. Inhale, arms rise up, lifting up straight through back into mountain pose where we started. And you like to maybe bring your hands down through the heart center and exhale and just let out a sigh, let it all go, right? All right, fill yourself up once again with a sense of gratitude as you lift up, reaching up high overhead beyond the mountain peak into the clouds. Exhale, forward fold, maybe with a big smile on your face. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Beautiful. Roll those shoulders away from the ears. Take off, confident body. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise once again, soaring up to the sky, just like a bird, like an eagle in the air, and then come back down to center, bringing your wings together, bringing them to your heart. Last one, make it your own. I'm going to demo, but go through the process. Allow your own visuals to take over, feel your body, and embrace your strength. Okay, and come back to center. Drop your hands down by the side. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's hold the chair and we're going to start to work on some lower parts of our body. We're going to first stretch out an extended leg forward fold. Then we're going to do some seated warriors. And then we're going to come into a seated pigeon. Okay, so that will be our sequence. And by doing all that, by the time we come into our seated pigeon, it's going to feel a lot looser. All right. And you already know some modifications if you can't do the seated pigeon. All right. So just keep this in mind that you can always come back to this pose throughout this practice. All right. So we're going to first start out by holding onto the chair. And let's first start by kicking our foot forward, but keeping it up. Keeping the knee soft, squeeze that core. I know you're going to want to drop it, but like, oh no, but I want you to keep it up, straighten it out, and then bring it back. All right. Squeeze the glutes. Okay. On both sides, squeeze the thigh, but keep the knee soft. Let's do the other side, lifting up, squeezing the core, pressing that foot forward. And then we bring it back. Awesome. All right, we're going to do that again. Lifting up, sitting up through our core, pressing the foot forward, bringing the heel down to the ground. Let the toes wave hello. This is the right side. Soften the right knee. So I don't know if you can see it, but like your knee can be bent just a little bit. All right, so I'll do this side just for a second. All right, so this is a straight, rigid knee. Oop, I have a paintbrush everywhere. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got all the paint out the way. Okay. All right, back to class. All right, so we want to keep the knee soft, right? If we're really rigid, this is what it looks like. And we can get there at some point, but we don't want to jump into that. So soften the knee, but keep the heel down on the ground. All right. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, we're going to then take our left leg and place it right on top. And we do this all the time, but let the toes wave hello, and then relax. Now the knees are soft. All right. As we sit up taller in our seat, what we can do is we can start to lean the body forward and only go as far as you like to go. If you want to hold on to the chair, you can. But you can also let go. Chin to the chest. When you do that, as you're leaning forward, it starts to decompress the neck vertebrae and different parts of your spine all the way down into your back. So it can be really good to decompress and lean forward if possible. And as you do that, you can just start to loosen the ankles. And that kind of just straightens out the legs underneath. And there's nothing else you have to do, but just dangle here for a few moments. Try to feel that sense of gratitude and keep it with you. And this is also something where you breathe in and out and your belly will kind of press away from your thighs. But each time you exhale, it might bring you just a little bit closer to where you want to be. Slowly start to lift up, belly, chest, and then head. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Place your left foot down and then your right. And we're back into our hips width apart position. Back to our base. We're going to go straight on to the other side. So we're going to kick that left foot out forward and we're going to bring the heel down again, softening the knee. Then we're going to take that right foot, kick it over and place it on top. Holding onto the chair or letting go, your choice. Start to lean forward. Take the chin to the chest. Feel that decompression. Let the weight fall away so that the chin tucks in a little bit closer. The head leans forward a little bit more. Slowly, we're gonna start to lift up, belly, chest, and then head. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take our right foot back and then our left. Beautiful. And breathe. Right? We're going to stay in this flow, in this vibe, rather than break it up with a flow, like an actual flow. So we're going to take our right foot and bring it over towards the right side, keeping our left knee forward. Take the arms, extend them out, roll the shoulders away from the ears, and try to just keep the hips square with the front of the room. And breathe. So you're stretching out that inner thigh. So you want to have like an L shape with your body. All right, you can look over your right fingertips, keeping your arms extended out. And if you like, you can add in the more advanced pose, which is a warrior 2. So you can stay in our modified warrior 1 or come into warrior 2, where you press out your left leg, stretching it out straight, pressing into the outer rim of that foot. And then you're extending the leg out, and it's sort of like you're propping yourself up, squeezing the glutes. That's our warrior 2. But you don't have to. You can stay in that L shape if you like. And we're holding this for a few moments, right? So as we're holding this, I want you to keep gratitude in mind. See if you can be compassionate with your breath. Now, if it does get to be a little bit too much, you are welcome to bring your hands down and rest them, but then come back up. All right? Don't keep them down too long. All right? You want to extend those fingertips out. That's the other thing. If your elbows are kind of bent, try to extend it out. One more breath. Beautiful. All right, we're going to pivot our body back into that square position. Bring our foot back into an L if it's not there already. Bring the arms up overhead. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And then bring the hands onto the chair. And then bring our right foot back into our hips width apart position, back to that base. And breathe. Wow. Now you should feel one side of your body a lot more open than the other. And all right, it's part of the whole warrior thing, right? But now we're going to come on to the other side. So take that left foot. We're going to bring it open. And then we have that L, right? Extend the arms out. All right. Fingertip to fingertip. And breathe. Now you can stay just like this, but look over your left fingertips. Or you can come into that warrior position. All right, warrior 2. That's the advance. And if you are in the advance, you're pressing that right leg all the way back behind you straight. You're keeping your knee stacked on top of your ankle on your left side. All right, and you're looking over those left fingertips. So regardless if you're in warrior 1 or 2, you're looking over those fingertips. Again, come into gratitude if you feel like you're getting a little tired, or if you need to take a little break, that's fine, but come back out. Challenge yourself, but do it in a compassionate way. You know your limits. You know when you're just like, I just don't feel like doing this, versus, you know what, this is becoming painful, or this is too much for me. Right? We all kind of know our limits, so be honest. One more breath in. All right. We're going to start to pivot our body back to center, squaring it again. Bring your hands to the chair. Bring your right foot in. All right. And then bring in your left. So now we're back into that base position, hips width apart. Beautiful. And now we're going to go through a flow. So arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead, get that extension in the belly. Don't lift up from the shoulders, lift up through the rib cage. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fingertips wrap around the knee. All right. So right knee comes into the fingertips. If you want to bring your toe to the ground, you can, or you can hover. Goal is for it to hover. And just stay here for a second. Sometimes just staying in the pose is just enough. You don't have to move to be active in yoga. You'll bring your breath in and out. And then when you feel balanced and ready, bring that right knee in towards the inner arm. And what I want to do is do a couple of these lifts and drops. And when you do it, think about the cat-cow, sort of like you dome shape your back out when the weight falls down, knee into the fingertips, toe is hovering. But then when you come back up and you're squeezing that core, the chest lifts up, the heart is bright, and you're back bending slightly. And that's giving you that extra ability to kind of bring that knee inward. All right. We're going to do one more of these. And then on the next lift up, we're going to come and bring our foot onto the opposite thigh. All right. Seated half pigeon. All right. So get yourself comfortable, adjust yourself in the seat. Maybe even start to kind of move in a little circle, just tiny little movements, like micro movements, maybe even moving forward and backwards just a little bit. All right. Beautiful. Now, some people's pose may look like this, and that's fine. You're still doing those little movements, maybe a little rocky rock. All right. Good job. Now you can stay just like this. You don't have to go nowhere. You don't have to do anything. You can start to lean forward a little bit, using the breath to guide you, breathing through any tension or sensations in the hip, the hamstrings. Or you can come into more of a modified position, relaxing your forearms down onto the foreleg, chin to the chest, or the hands droop over. Slowly, we're going to start to come up, belly, chest, and then head. And just pause and stay here for a few moments. Really important to find your peace in the pose. Slowly take your fingertips, wrap them again around the knee, wind the ankle, and bring your foot down to the ground. Okay, let's go the other side, arms rise. And we're gonna just come in and scoop up on that left leg. Now again, we start out with that hovering position. You don't have to go very far, you can just hover. Slowly lift up, squeezing that core, pressing the chest up, gaze is up. And then down we go. Knee is hugged into the fingertips, chin to the chest. Slowly we come back up. And then fingertips wrapping around. Again, back up. And this time, placing the foot on top of the opposite leg, coming into our pigeon. All right. We're going to start to just do a little bit of those micro rotations. And remember, you're easing into this. Pigeon is not easy for anybody. So everybody got tension. We hold a lot of a muscle, a lot of stuff in our joints and our muscles when it comes to our emotions or how much we use it, right? So you want to ease in, breathing through the process, breathing through the pose. Good job. And once you find yourself in the place that you feel like, okay, I can go to the next step from here, then make a choice. You can either just lift up and kind of sit there, or you can lean forward. You can come into that forearms where you're resting your chin to your chest, or your forearms on your foreleg, or you can drop the arms completely over. Slowly come up, belly, chest, and then head. Stay here for a few moments and breathe. Bring your fingertips, wrap them around the knee. Place the foot down on the ground. We're going to go through the last flow of class. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. And then exhale, hands come to the top of the thigh. If you like to take the next 30 seconds to do any pose that you like, you can go for it. Otherwise, we can just stay here and prepare for Savasana, getting your body prepped to relax in this chair for all the hard work that you've just done. For those doing poses, take another 20 seconds to continue with your pose. Coming to center now, coming back up into our Savasana position. Get comfortable in your seat. Close your eyes. Relax the feet, the ankles, relax the legs, the thighs, relax the belly, relax the chest and the heart, relax the arms. Relax the wrists and the hands. Let the tongue fall away from the top of the mouth. Relax your eyes and your thoughts. Try to keep gratitude with you in this moment for your whole body, for the practice that you just participated in. Congratulate yourself on a job well done, because you did not have to come today, but you did. And thank you. So for the remainder of this class, just stay in your Savasana, knowing that you earned it, knowing that you're enough. And continue to embrace the sense of gratitude for just being here and being present among us all. If you like to continue to meditate, you can do so as long as you like by leaving this session now. Otherwise, we will close class together. When you're ready, take in a few breaths. Wiggle your toes. Open your eyes, maybe smile. With a heart full of gratitude, you can bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you. And take care. Thank you. Thank you so much.